Hello everyone, this is Aether Nightmare, and it is time for another world quest. So we have one right next to us here, and it appears it's going to be underground this time in the Toyak Springs of Natlan. So I'm assuming we can either get up through the top here, or we'd have to come around. I'm assuming through the top. Because otherwise, I'm unsure of how to enter this particular zone, but let's see if we can't find out. Maybe in here. Oh yeah, there's a big hole right in here. Maybe be a bit more mindful of my gliding stamina. Oh yeah, there's a big ol' hole in here. It's giving us a little bit of a rainbow to follow. That's probably like your indication that there's something down here. There we go. Any chests behind me or anything? Nope, just frog. Frog, you're coming with me. We shall be friends. First I thought there was more of these fungi, but they're just uniquely shaped flowers. There you are. Who are you? I think this isn't going to start getting up, is it? Oh, this big lunk isn't going to start getting up, is it? There'll be trouble if it does. But there's only one way through. Do I have to take a path from top to get around it? How long will that take? Why don't you just go right over? Not all mechanisms are the awakening sort. Well, aren't you bold? Listen, good, all right. Your youth means you've still got chances to make mistakes aplenty, but wait, where did you come from? Oh, ow, ow, ow.
Whoa, what did you do to her? Was that some sort of invisible attack?
I didn't do anything. How is my back acting up? I've been stopping for a good long while, inching my way towards that big lunk, and I stood up too fast. Surefire way to bring the pain is what it is. Used to be that it'd only flare up when I turned my back at a specific angle, but these days one careless move leaves me in a world of hurt for a good long while. And just so you know, it's pain o'clock now. So don't make me start conversations from behind people. I have it, alright? And what about you two? I mean, your names.
Paimon's Paimon, this little Tepliosaurus here is Tarshish.
I see. In that case, I'll call myself...
Call yourself? What, are you gonna give yourself a fake name?
That's what my assumption was there, too. Well, a person's got to be on their guard while on a walkabout, don't they? And here I was going to give you my love rival's name. A youngin' she is, and energetic too, and worst of all, she's got a healthy back. But forget it, that would be an unfriendly competition, if you take my meaning. So have my real name instead, Chikia. And aren't you a cute little fella? You're calling my name, I know it. Anyway, you can call me Big Sis Chikia. Not Aunt Chikia, though. That one I forbid. Alright. Big Sis Chikia. Good, that's good. You've got a fine future ahead of you.
Anyway, what are you doing here, Big Sis Chikia?
And this isn't the million-dollar question. What would a person be doing here amidst not ruins? What would your answer be? To rob others or be robbed, waiting for someone to strike up a conversation? I'm sorry, what sort of environment did you grow up in? I was gonna say, none of those seemed really decent. Either way, minus 10 points for getting it wrong. What I'm doing is treasure hunting. Oh, treasure. There you go, Paimon. Spared you the effort.
Seriously, what are you? Some sort of line thief? And Paimon's gonna say it anyways. Wow, treasure!
You sure do get along. Who knows, if I hadn't spent so much time tidying woven scrolls that my back gave out, I might have made some good friends myself. Either way, I'm on the hunt for an elixir that can cure all injuries. I discovered in secret in a scroll. You want in? As everyone know, if Masters of the Nightwind have anything aplenty, it's woven artifacts recording stories of our past. We can split the elixir should we find it. But the true issue here is my back pain. Walking from the hot springs down to the people thereof was exhausting enough, so I need help for the next leg of my stretch. Therapeutic spring my foot didn't work worth a diddly squat. I might look like this now, but I too was once a pretty person who'd ride leaping ectomosaurs on the regular. In other words, she says it's hell getting old, even though she doesn't look it. I see you're interested in that elixir, Tarshish? That certainly would be the root of future success, you know.
An elixir that can cure all injuries? It sounds amazing.
Yeah, can I drink a little bit and cure mine? Let's go check it out then. I knew you'd be excited. Those unmoved by treasure can barely be called human. Why, even the coldest-blooded Saurians get fired up when they hear the word.
Exactly.
Right then. In that case, our first objective would be get past this big lunk. After you, esteemed traveler. Yeah, particular robot in the dirt. It's moving. Got a bad feeling. It's always turn out true, don't they?
Don't worry, leave this to the queen. Oof.
Here comes the catch. Here you are.
I just have to wait for dialogue because I can just melt through these now. And it opens the door. Huh, didn't think you'd be able to fend them off with those thin limbs of yours.
Don't underestimate us. They've taken way bigger things out than that.
So looks like roping you in was the right choice. I guess I got a good eye, huh? And here I thought you were going to compliment me. Weren't going to compliment me. I bet you received lots of that. But with your strength and all, just let poor Chikia get her share too, would ya? Look at the pictures on the walls. We've come to the right place. Now, according to the ancient scrolls, we need to continue onward. Let's get moving. Not too fast, though. Gotta have some care for the wounded. And by wounded, I mean me. Tale of Dreams Plucked from Fire. Begin. Yeah, don't see any way I can interact with them. And I'm not sure what they mean, if anything. Oop!
Here you go.
Would have walked right by that. Okay, that's the way I came in. So I gotta go this way. I see you hiding in the corner. Eventually I'll get a Natland compass too. That'll go treasure hunting that way once I get more of these cleared out.
Wow, it's getting hotter as we go. Is this elixir really inside?
Well, if you want to be precise, the elixir isn't within by a method of which the treasure may be accessed. You know when we get there, first we need to find a door.
Busted.
I mean, we are going down into a volcano, so...
Our bond is strong. It's all yours.
Ooh, there's two down here. One is there, which I very easily see. Oh, they can swim in this? How do you swim in this? Little dudes? There's a thing here, too. Oh, it's treasure. The way it was reflecting off of it was different.
This'll do.
Please don't drop my stuff in the lava. The other one over here. Because anytime I hear that sound, I gotta interact with it. Oh, this is a place to potentially get these. Sorry, I didn't mean to swat the bug. I just wanted...
Oh, there we go. That door. That's the one you're talking about?
I'm just going for these. I need the Pyroculus. There's something there too. It just restores stuff. Ah, spinel fruit. I was gonna say, because if I touch this, it causes my health to go down.
But the door looks closed.
Well, it better be. I mean, an open door would mean our path to the great treasure is long gone.
You do have a point there, Chiaka.
Chikia, excuse me. Huh. To think that is what exactly those woven scrolls and texts concern them stated. What do you think? See that phlogiston engraving right by the door? That's right, you're a quick one, little fella. Sharp-eyed, too. Researchers have said that Saurian visual acuity differs by species. Saurians are generally further sighted than humans are, though from a distance, anyone from a tribe who isn't a visually impaired old lady could spot this phlogiston engraving. So this shiny thing is what you call a
phlogiston engraving, Chikia?
Sorry, what engraving now? Wait, you've been adventuring in Natland, but you've never heard of phlogiston engravings? Anyway, speaking of phlogiston, the origin of phlogiston engraving, narrowly speaking, comes from the days when Natland was still ruled by a pyro dragon, who caused humanity to exist only in primitive tribes. In those days, only the dragons could use phlogiston, but the Sage of the Stolen Flame, oh dear, Waxaklaun Ubankan, risked his life and limb to steal the flaming seed of it from the great volcano. As such, humans began imitating the way dragons controlled the substance, creating a language by which humanity could exert the same control. This is the basis of modern Natland's phlogiston usage. The results of that are phlogiston engravings, like the ones you see before you right now. Magnificent, isn't it? It's still intact, even after all these years. Still visible to the naked eye.
Ooh.
Alright, your turn. Yeah, woo, very impressive. I'm not the one for the wooing, despite the fact that I've, for VAs, had to woo. Alright, I know. That's why I look up the phlogiston usage tutor job. Desired by few in the tribe, the compliments are just sublime. Also, teaching children soon to start using phlogiston about the substance history is a very important job.
So the phlogiston engraving here is...
As I said before, phlogiston engraving is also a language. It looks like a mere pattern, but those well-versed in the art can understand the meaning therein. And as a scholar on the subject, I should only need a day to analyze these patterns.
Oh wait, you're gonna take a whole day?
Yeah, what about it? Now the pattern looks flat, sure, but every last hook and turn can redefine the meaning behind a phlogiston flow within.
That's super complicated.
Yep, phlogiston engraving scholarship is a masterful field of study. So what if you just read the meaning directly using phlogiston? Directly? Well, you could certainly do that, but the meaning could, and I do mean could, contain some discrepancy. Wait, you can use phlogiston? But you're an Outlander, aren't you? Well, I could do it the moment I arrived in Outland. Really? I never knew that could happen. How could that... I mean, what a rarity. Quite expected of you, I suppose. Anyway, it's a good opportunity to try to sense the phlogiston for yourself. Your hand stops a short distance from the phlogiston engraving. You feel the warmth in your body and slowly follow the patterns along the wall. Then the meaning lights up in your mind like a dim star. If you wish to open this door, seek out an unveiling script. So, what's recorded on the engraving? It reads as follows. That is indeed what it says. Answers of this sort are pretty easy to verify, and in any case, it's a pretty classic theme. There should be an unveiling script somewhere around here which we can use to unlock the phlogiston engraving. Where is it, though? Yes, a script with which to unveil the engraving. Wait, you understood me, little guy?
Huh? It turned around? Is he trying to say the script is behind us?
Maybe it's the thing on the wall? Phlogiston engravings and unveilings. The ancient people of Natland used phlogiston engravings as riddles through which the manipulation of phlogiston might be learned. Finding the correct answer, or the unveiling scripts, and fitting them into the engraving which serves as the question would allow all things to be illuminated. Find the scripts and use the Kaholasaur's Aqua Dash or the People of the Spring Sprint to split the script's power off.
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
I'll need to embody one of the water ones. Well, did you find the key we need? Don't worry, there's no rush. The walls around here might help you find something. Look on the bright side, you've already saved us a day's worth of time, so really, there's no need to hurry.
What's up, Tarshish? Did you say that the unveiling something I didn't get to read? Oh, this must be on the unveiling script. Come on, let's take it back.
Aqua Dash. So, which one is Aqua Dash? There we go. I got it.
Wow, the door really opened. Well, it's half opened anyway.
I can jump over that. I don't know if I need to bring him. Everything about you exudes vigor. Almost makes me wish I could steal some of it from you.
Wait, how would you even do something like that anyway?
Okay, there is one of the missing teleport waypoints. There we go, a spirit door and spirit way shimmering on the edge of reality. Just what we're looking for. While I'm here, I should probably also recover some health. Good gracious. Yeah, some that I'm missing in other areas are because of them being tied to quests in areas I can't reach until I do further quests. And I can't head down early. Oop. Approach the beam and collect the script. But I need to do so
Alright.
in a different body. I need to do so in the body of a... Hello? Whoa! Oh, that's what was maybe firing at me. Approach to shut it off. I don't know how to get it to stop. Disable? Here we go. Okay. I see some shark dudes down here. Ooh.
Emma was just about to say that this place was getting hotter the deeper we got in, but she sure didn't expect the whole place to be filled with lava. Careful, Tarshish, if you slip in, it might just be the end of you. Ooh.
Now that you mention it, floaty little Paimon's the safest here.
Yeah, it's just one of the reasons Paimon's awesome, you know.
They say that those whose heads get too big wind up floating away.
Paimon's always floating anyway, but that doesn't sound like a compliment.
You're a real bright spark, Paimon, you know that?
It doesn't sound like a compliment either, Chikia. Anyway, never mind all that. This is the thing we're looking for, right? It looks like a clay ring with a phlogiston pattern on it. Do you think this one's valuable by any chance?
Very much so. In fact, it's probably worth a large sum of mora, but its real worth lies in its ability to open the path to the upper sanctum, or Hanan Pacha. You've seen the islands floating in the sky, haven't you?
You mean the ones above the lake?
That's right, we call those the upper sanctum due to their inaccessibility by either humans or saurians. They say the legendary elixir that heals all wounds can be found there, in fact. I've technically already been up there. At least above a different tribe. For people like us who are constantly in conflict, that's a pure land of peace and a utopia created by the very first humans to use phlogiston. And now it's time for a question, class. What's the name of that sage who, in the past, stole the flaming seed of phlogiston? Tarshish? Very enthusiastic, but I don't think I heard you right. All right now then, your turn. What was the answer? Oh no. Okay, I think they're the same. Dyslexia, don't let me down. Close but not quite. It's Waxakluaban Uban Khan. Shame about that, but it's minus 10 points from you. They looked identical to me, unless I was like really to study them. Literally letter by letter. Anyway, we usually call him the Sage of Stolen Flame, which is easier by far. Some also call him a madman or a lunatic, but I'd call these compliments as well. He did do some very impressive things regardless, after all. He stole the flaming phlogiston seed from the giant dragon and created the upper sanctum using that power, before teaching it to everyone in the tribes. This is also, or so the ancient scroll says, where humans first began practicing with phlogiston. And the special spirit door is a sort of trial. Activating this door will grant you access to the spirit way that leads to the upper sanctum. Yeah, that sounds like the mythology, what's his name in Moana? Mr. What Can I Say But You're Welcome? He's voiced by The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Who is he? Maui. Yeah, it sounds like, potentially the demigod he was based off of in his original mythology. Taking a piece from the gods and giving it to humans so that they could grow coconut trees and live in the islands. While I don't know what you're saying, yes, that's where the treasure is. Legend has it that it's a gift given by the sage to those who pass the trial.
So that story, what's the trial like then?
Let me have a look. That's fine. I've seen the phlogiston engraving on the spirit door enough times to sear it into my memory. If you wish to open this path, seek 3 unveiling scripts. That's right, pretty much the same as before, we just need to find 3 this time. I mean, drawing info directly from phlogiston is impressive, but I'd personally put more stock in my graphic language comparisons. It seems like the spirit door already has an unveiling script embedded into it, see? A third of it has already been layered up. So we just need to find 2 more.
Huh?
Alright, my back's aching again. I'll wait for you here while you find those unveiling scripts, alright? This place is very dangerous, so keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, sounds like maybe she sustained a back injury.
Unveiling script, where are you? Come on, Tarshish, you help out too. Let Paimon know if you see any glowing patterns, okay?
I know there's one up top. But I need to borrow you. Oh, but being in this actually does cause me to lose some stamina. Let's grab that. So as long as I'm in the juice, I'm technically losing a few things. I don't want to mess with the aphids. I just wanted what was in the flower, but I don't see. Whoop. There's also other stuff in here. Where is it? It's up there. And there's a little dude. Uh-oh.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
The engraving is guarded. Looks like we found the first unveiling script. The other one's gonna be higher up. I saw it on my way in. I was gonna say you should go that way. What is this? Oh, secret door. Faster in the water. I see. So finding those fills out pictures. That might be part of a puzzle I couldn't solve several episodes back. Let's see, there was one over here. I see you. But how do I get up there? I might have to unembody this, but then how? There's one there. Would it even get me high enough? No. Maybe I really just trust the process? Nope. Ah. Could probably get it from here. Maybe. Gotcha. I don't think there's anything else up here that I need. Alright, back in my lizard body. Compact long table. Of all things to get, furniture. Burnable furniture. It has somehow survived. Find a music's crystal. So we can still keep our tunes. Yeah, because these see me, but they also see me as a Saurian, so they're not gonna... Guess I scared them. Because I need to get back up top. I don't know if I can bring this dude, though. I might have to. There's that. Uh-huh. Because I need to bring him in order to actually activate. The scripts. Ooh, hello. What the? Let's disable that. Very, very rude. I need to disable it in order to activate this. Alright, now we found both the scripts. Let's head back. It says there's a thing here, though. Maybe it's up in the air. Oh my gosh. Wah! Got it. So this is how a spirit way looks while it's illuminated. The ancient woven scrolls said that when the dim path lights up, it'll be like a bonfire being roused once more into a blaze, and they weren't exaggerating. Alright, you're back at it. You alright over there, Paimon?
Yeah, Paimon's fine.
And you too, Tarshish? Well, still not getting you there, but it seems you're uninjured too. And finally, I knew you'd be fine. You got a bright future ahead of you after all. Some concern would have still been nice all the same. That would be unnecessary. The only thing you need is the trust of others, and you should be proud of that. Air quotes on trust. Seriously though, this place is frighteningly full of liquid phlogiston. I was concerned for a moment that you'd not come back. Couldn't have really returned on my own power with this bad luck after all. If you failed to return, I'd have turned into jerky over here without ever having found that cure-all elixir.
What's wrong? What's with the sun look?
I just remembered that while tidying up the ancient scrolls previously, I did spot an account of our ancestors swimming in lava. At the time I thought, swimming in liquid phlogiston? Madness. Reckoned it was some wild storyteller's yarn, I did. Well, now that you think about it, those were probably those who failed. It was a warning to those attempting the trial.
Rue. It's hard to imagine why anyone would draw that, but yeah, just thinking about it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
No wonder my friend gave me a pained look, like the one looking at some emotionally warped humanoid monster when I told her the story as a joke. We drifted apart thereafter. That was one of my only friends, you know. Anyway, never mind. Let's head back to the tribe and talk there instead. This whole friends business should start looking up once the sage of the Stolen Flames gift returns with us in glory. And what's the gift supposed to be? The power of hypnosis? Come on, that's an awful definition of friendship. Well, broaden definitions and lower standards enough and you too will find your friends as numerous as aphids in a field. I'd rather not, though. Anyway, for the sake of friendship, actually screw that. We're doing this for the gift. For ourselves and for selfish reasons. Anyways, because we deserve it all and more. Let's rock. Still, this is the first time I'm riding a spirit way. You'll dodge if I end up vomiting, won't you? Alright, don't worry, you all, I'm just kidding. Maybe you ride in the back, and I give you, like, a bag. Oh yeah, these are like fish. This is a fishing spot? Really? How do I get it so that I don't... I don't want to accidentally... Hang on. I gotta get some of these. Potentially pre-cooked fish. Oh, maybe because they're in here, they're technically always powered up.
Whoa, nice catch.
Phony phlogiston unihorn. Yeah, I gotta grab these.
So close, stay cool.
This one really acquires attention.
That was a tough fight.
Blink, blink. For the compendium.
Yeah, you nearly got him. Whoa, nice catch.
Oh, so I can... Oh, that one was green for a tiny second.
Victory is almost ours.
But then they get all powered up.
Wow, Paimon's stomach is
Magma
rumbling
rapid
already.
fighting fish. Yeah, I'll have to keep this in mind. Mark it later.
You've got it. You got it.
Because it won't let me mark it while the quest is right there. I mean, I could technically turn... no, I'd probably still mark it because it's on the map.
Wow, Paimon's stomach is rumbling already.
So I'll have to come back later and mark it. But yeah, I figured this might be a fishing spot when I jumped in and everything submerged, similar to other ones.
Wow, Paimon's stomach is rumbling already.
I do wish Paimon didn't talk during these, though.
You've got it. You got it. What is it? What is it? Is it another Paimon?
Just because for every fish it can get a little annoying. Oh, right! That stuff is like super hot. I forgot. I thought I could last a little while. My bad. Where's my ride? Let's revive Kooky here.
Stand with me.
I need an adult one, please. Thank you. Huh, so this is the Spirit Way. That was quick. I wasn't expecting this experience. We took all this time to get to our destination, and whoop, it took us all the way back in an instant. Fascinating. If you ask me, the Pyro Archon should be placing this stuff everywhere.
Have you never entered a Spirit Way before?
Because apparently you can surf on them. Well, I've always lived with my tribe's bounds, and we have phlogiston saturated windways there. Still, I feel like these Spirit Ways are slightly more fun. Yeah, she might be from Flower Feather if she's talking about the Windway ones. As expected, the spirit door below is connected to the one of these ruins, such that the passage may extend into the skies. The woven scrolls record rightly. I'm so proud of myself for believing in them. Yes, yes, and you're awesome for cooperating with me too, Tarshish. What an adorable little fellow you are. How would you like to jump ship over to me, 3 square meals of 1 grain fruit guaranteed. One of each meal is kind of sad, let this be real. No, you don't go looking down on the grain fruit. It's a real hit among Saurians, and it's healthy for them too. I'll take that as a no then. To be so close. I'm getting a little envious.
We were around with Tarshish first opened his eyes. You don't have a chance to start with.
That's so. That close, huh? That might make for a very painful goodbye if that time should come, though. Alright. We're about to reach the upper sanctum, but let's take 5 real quick. Goodness, my back hurts. Has it always been this way? Oh, come on, it's not that bad, you know. You should leave yourself open to tricks by constantly taking people so seriously. If anything, my back pains decreased mysteriously since meeting you. Maybe because you're distracted. I wonder what that is. If there's something special about your body, and would that work with a piece of it of any size? Like, say, a thumb? Like, can I take a piece of you with me and have those healing effects? Would you mind giving it to me? I'll give you mine in exchange. Oh, thanks, that's scary. You can have a lock of hair or something, though. What a shame.
Excuse you, it'd be weirder if anyone agreed to it.
Alright, just a bit longer and the pain in my back should subside, and then we can head to the upper sanctum together. Alright, seeker no finding. Head to the upper sanctum. I'm guessing I just touched this. That's right down here. Read? A note left at camp. A lot of information was once contained within these simple notes, but most of it has been scratched out. Grind the cores of 100 embercore flowers and swallow them in a single gulp. Didn't work. Just hurt my teeth. It was so sweet. Seriously, how did people in the past get the idea that it could... Never mind, let's try some other way. It's kind of like how people used to think sugar was, like, had healing properties, and it doesn't unless you're a diabetic. Collect the molted shells of the claws that fall from the Ectomosaurus during their growth period as whelps. Grind it into the power and apply it to your body. If that would work, I'd be an Archon. That's just dead skin, isn't it? Tried it anyway. Didn't work as expected. Powder left a weird smell that took forever to wash off, too. Come on, ancestors. Can't you come through for me at least once? This must be her notes. Immerse yourself in the people of the Springs hot spring once every 10 nights. Do this 10 times and your wound should be healed. Well, I've heard that the hot springs are phlogiston-rich, so it could work. And nope. If you look closely at this woven scroll, it once belonged to the people of the Springs anyway. Did I just fall for a fake ad of theirs? Fake ad that's ancient? Well, at least only my wallet was hurt in the end. The most ancient trial, or so the legends hold. This is how Xbalanque, first and greatest, learned the art of controlling flames, the sage of stolen flame, the islands floating in the sky. Well, looks like that's the only thing left to try. Whatever. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm here for the people of the Springs land anyway. Might as well give it a shot. Have you considered maybe physical therapy? Just some carrots. Sorry for taking your food. It's pretty happy with how things have gone. Actually, it makes me delighted. I didn't expect to reach the upper sanctum. I originally thought about it just the entrance below for a quick look around. It's thanks to you. It's a waste that I haven't been able to sneak out but not see a thing.
What do you mean by sneaking out?
Okay, so here's the thing. I left without telling my friends and family in the tribe. Oh, I didn't tell you before? I mean, I figured you're an adult, so you wouldn't need permission.
Wait a sec, isn't that running away from home?
Again, not if you're an adult. You're allowed to leave and come and go when you please.
So this is the upper sanctum, huh? From down below, you'd think it was just gray and empty up here. Who'd have thought it'd be like this?
Indeed, it said that the floating matter here is held together by the power of phlogiston. Itself a highly vigorous energy source. It's a strange phenomena, but that's the best way to understand it for now. It also explains not only why grass and flowers grow above it, but also how it warms cooled earth anew, and ignites a conflagration of souls in the darkness. This is the phlogiston, won for us by the Sage of Stolen Flame, snatched from the very claws of the great dragon. And speaking of which, that reminds me, when some people in the tribe lay eyes upon the upper sanctum, they have the nerve to doubt that a mere human could create such a floating island through the power of phlogiston, thus concluding that the Sage of the Stolen Flame must have been a kind of dragon too.
Rar?
They actually believe that? People were free to think what they want. Just because they couldn't do it themselves, they insist that anyone who could must have been superhuman. I'd rather not hang around with people of such a losing mentality.
Anyway, what's about the treasure and the elixir? Given what they've come for, it doesn't look like there's much for us here.
You don't actually think that this was going to be that simple, did you? We're being put to the test by the mad sage of the Stolen Flame, after all. If the ancient scrolls are right, we might find some mechanisms to activate, complete the final trial, and then reach the center of the upper sanctum. But I have no more idea about that than you, what this so-called center is supposed to look like. Thinking back, I'm sure the images of the floating islands we've seen before were a bit different from what we're seeing now. But it's possible that as I've aged, even my memory, which was once so proud of, is becoming unreliable. Anyway, seeing as we've come this far, let's rely on our intuition instead. Are we going to activate the mechanisms? You should be able to activate them using phlogiston, just like with the phlogiston engraving. That's what's shown in the scrolls anyhow. Apparently the phlogiston, chiselliths all over Natlan were based on the mechanisms here, making these mechanisms incredible relics in and of themselves. Well, you've shown great promise so far. Time you went and gave it a try, hmm? And we automatically get a activated thing. Don't know if I need to bring my Sari in or not. Investigate. Ooh. Guess that's a no. We get wind power instead of phlogiston power. These must all be filled with rainwater, though. Examine the iridescent inscription, which exists somewhere. Ah, over here. That's odd. What are these inscriptions doing here? In theory, things constitute even more ancient language that I still don't get to read because that needs to go so much slower. They never fixed that in all these years. It disappeared after you touched it? Those that would retrieve the flame go to the monument where its seed resides. What do you mean? Okay, there's something here. Am I high enough? Not even close. There we go. Let's also use that to get over here, grab this. I see you existing by yourself on this island.
Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding.
Now what? Ah, over there. Another checkpoint too, probably because it's potentially hard to get to. As I miss the rings. It's fine, I'll still make it. Examine the iridescent inscription. Again. What are these iridescent inscriptions doing here? Also, what kind of wood does these give? Peach palm wood. Just because I'm also behind in Natland crafting. Because obtaining certain pieces can be a little difficult when you're not at certain zones to do specific things. Gone again? Those that would receive the flame complete the trial and head to the floating island. We're already there!
Well, that should be the last mechanism. This one's no different from the others. Chica, are you sure you haven't fallen for some kind of trick?
Of course not. When it comes to deciphering ancient scrolls, I have great confidence. Well, some confidence. Well, a certain degree of confidence in my abilities.
Your confidence is shrinking by the second. Help!
Anyway, I'm fairly certain this isn't the last mechanism. If I remember rightly, it should be larger and more complete. Floating islands. Yeah, Sorry, it's kind of hard to read these right now for me because the text is so small and I need to get my glasses adjusted again. Apparently that's part of what I've been going through. Irrespective of the great promise you've shown, no one will understand you unless you speak in full sentences. Well, sorry I couldn't read the text. As for whether the treasure is real and the elixir really exists, well, you only know once you've given it a try. Rawr. If it doesn't work this time, it'll work the next, and if not here, then somewhere else. As long as you stay in the game, the miracle's bound to happen sooner or later. Your optimism truly knows no bounds. If we can motivate ourselves to keep trying, that'll be a miracle in itself. I'll take that as a compliment. Tarsius is excited too. Come on, use phlogiston to activate the mechanism. Commits trial. Can I have a companion? Huh, the iridescent inscription turned into that ball. Is it trying to tell us to follow it? Looks like this is the final trial. Go, go! Come on, I need that elixir to cure all injuries. Could the Spirit Way be the final trial? Look there, a new Spirit Way has appeared. Oop. Keep thinking I'm potentially missing them, but jumping around like this is actually pretty fun. Fissure doesn't look too safe. Well, I jumped over it. Ah. Oops, that was potentially one in the sky, but I missed it. It might not require me to get all of them. Look, that's where I was before. I wasn't very considerate of the Sage of Flame to do stuff I can't read fast enough. Rule of thumb. Always make your dialogue the speed that somebody actually talks, even if it's read-only. The inscription is once again gone, so the whole point of the trial was to get in touch with these iridescent inscriptions? Could it be that by the inscriptions are some kind of mechanism? I wonder why the camera's angled it this specific way. Is there something I'm trying to see? Hidden ahead.
Are we seeing things? How come we feel like there's a whole new floating island?
Your eyes not deceive you. That is the center of the upper sanctum. So it does mean that the whole point of the iridescent inscriptions, I'm assuming it's said to be a mechanism. But yeah, when you make stuff like this, it's always a good idea to like actually speak it out to see if you have time to physically say it. That's what I do if I record something without commentary. I always still read it aloud, even if I'm whisper reading, just to know that I'm giving people enough time. Or myself enough time if I need to redub over it. Plane of Pure Desolation added to the archive. That doesn't sound promising. So I thought I saw something. Down here. Did I? I thought I saw like a treasure chest or something. Yes. Cheeky.
All right, this'll do.
Saw that one on the way in. These are probably gonna wake up or something. They look like enemies. Well, I never. A hidden island in the center of the upper sanctum. And here I was wondering why it looked so different from what I saw in the pictures. So my memory's fine after all. It wouldn't be in charge of looking after all those ancient One scrolls if it wasn't,
But apart from that even larger rock in the middle, there's nothing else here. Or could this giant rock itself be the sage's legendary gift?
At this point, I'm genuinely stumped. In all the scrolls I've seen, when the heroes pass the trial and reach this place, they should sense the spirit of the Sage of the Stolen Flame. As long as you've reached this place by passing the trial, you're supposed to feel as if you're being called somehow. But I have no idea what it means in practice. I was under the impression that I'd be able to work that out once I got here, that I could... Nah, looks like that was wishful thinking. Stretch out your hand, chosen of, reach out to me. This is the final trial, with this light of the temple within you.
I didn't get to finish it.
even though I sped it up. Then do you know what it means? You saw something? You saw something! Gracious me! So the one worthy of the gift was you after all.
I didn't see anything either.
Weird. I saw a golden pattern.
A golden pattern? You mean the same one you saw the first time you met Tarshish? Paimon thought you were just seeing things back there. Tarshish telling Paimon to look up's no use. She can't see it. But seeing as you've said it's there.
The town sounds familiar too. It's definitely the same person that left the golden pattern before.
So maybe the one that left it behind was the Sage of the Stolen Flame?
What? You mean to say that you've previously been giving a sign by the Stage of the Stolen Flame? I said you had a bright future ahead of you, and what lies before you now. But a future oh so radiant? I knew you showed great promise. I wouldn't have taken a shine to you otherwise, so have you figured out how to receive the gift? I just have to reach out towards the giant stone tablet. Watch out, I guess that means the final trial is indeed a battle after all.
I see everything.
That just in case precaution.
Hey,
Watch out for their fists!
Game's up. Fun's over.
Yeah, about that. Suddenly, birds. Appearing out of nowhere! Ghost birds! The water level's risen somewhat, and the spring's now full of phlogiston. The water below my knees is warm, and I can feel the warmth flowing through my limbs. A lovely sensation.
So the Sage's gift wasn't an elixir that can cure all injuries, but rather the hot spring here? Paimon's not exactly surprised, given the people of the springs aren't far off.
Tarshish looks pretty cozy here. This isn't just any old hot spring, little floaty Paimon. Once a hero who has been chosen battles in this spring, they'll be granted the power to wield phlogiston.
Oh, really? So what happens if Paimon dives in?
Good question. Yes, I think I know. You'd still be Paimon, just a soaking wet one.
What? Paimon thought she might get to use phlogiston too and transform into some kind of super awesome pyro Paimon.
Sadly, I think not, because you haven't been chosen.
Wait a minute, Chikia. You knew that this hot spring would be the final gift, yet you claimed you were searching for an elixir that can cure injuries, and that you'd share it with us too.
There's so many types of injury in the world. How could you possibly expect a single elixir to be able to heal them all? When it comes down to it, wisdom is the solution to all our worries. Yes, I tricked you this time, little Paimon, but when we make mistakes, we learn from them, and take one step closer to resolving our worries. Isn't that a wonderful outcome too?
Okay, that actually kind of makes sense.
Have your injuries been cured? Have you learned how to use phlogiston? Even if I took in a bath in a hot spring filled with phlogiston, I'd still be unable to use it. In the past, so the ancient scrolls say, the tribespeople who could not already wield phlogiston only ever learned to do so by passing the trial. So it hasn't had any effect at all.
Wait, you're still clearly from Natland, but you can't use phlogiston? Where?
Maybe she's got different ancestry? Paimon, you know, these delayed responses of yours can be quite hurtful at critical moments like this. Yes, nearly everyone in Natland can use phlogiston, but not nearly is not all. When I was very young, I once suffered a grave injury in connection with the Abyss. It was a miracle that I even survived. And I was in terrible health. Oh, she got injured. And the people that get injured like that, the phlogiston accelerates the abyssal growth. I told you I could jump great distances with an ectomosaur on my back, but I'd be fooling you. For ectomosaurs can float up and make themselves as light as a feather, so they don't weigh a thing. It may well be due to this injury that I'm unable to use phlogiston. No matter what I try, I simply can't do it. I've racked my brains, pored over all kinds of different scrolls. Though others view them as virtually obsolete, I am well versed in analyzing phlogiston engraving through patterns. I put lots of effort into memorizing all the meanings, honing a great memory while doing so. For me, teaching the children of our tribe the basics about phlogiston was an opportunity to observe how they would discover the ability to use it. And speaking of which, I'm quite popular with the children. I know everything there is to know about phlogiston, and the more I understand, the more I'm in awe. But the more awe I feel, the more regret and frustration I feel at not being able to wield it myself. It was all thanks to you that we were able to make it through those trials. I understand that to learn skills like our ancestors did, sacrifices must be made. But I simply don't have that kind of courage. Perhaps that's why I can't use phlogiston.
Chikia.
It's alright. I came to terms with it a long time ago. If it doesn't work this time, there's always the next time. I'll find a way eventually. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for everything you've done for me. I know I keep saying it, but you have a fine future ahead of you. Not only are you amazingly talented, but you're so kind as well. Unlike me, for whom everything seems to be set in place now, I'm sure you'll have many more incredible adventures to look forward to. I'm a little jealous, to be honest. Lumine, whether the road takes you, may your travels be smooth forever and always, and same to you. I'm sure you'll achieve your aspirations.
Even if there's no elixir that can cure all injuries, I'm sure you'll find an elixir that can cure your injuries. Where?
Thank you, Lumine, Paimon, and last but not least, Tarshish. Your words have genuinely moved me. Really, I'm touched by what you've said, because you're someone that people can count on. Alright, let me rest here a while longer. This hot spring is mighty relaxing after all. I'll soak in here for a bit, then get back to poring through the ancient scrolls for a cure. I might be in for a scolding for running off from home, though. But just as you said, I'll have to work hard to achieve my aspirations. Here we go. A tale of dreams plucked from fire complete. Not all treasure is silver and gold. Is that all of it? I kind of assumed it'd be longer. Huh. Is there truly not another one? Let me see. Let me just double check since I'm doing these blind. World treasure, hidden ahead, like floating silk. Genshin. Let me just see what part of this is. Seeker No Finding is complete. Is a world quest in Tanyak Springs. Gameplay notes. Completing Step 8 awards the Wonders of the World achievement. Completing quest awards the Natland of Fire completion 1 achievement. And not all treasure is silver and gold. Yep, I did that. But I don't know if there is... Starting location, next quest not available. Okay, this is just a short one. We're fine with those. We take those. I just wanted to double sure. Not all treasure is silver and gold. Failed to find the panacea. Okay, so we're 39% done there. Although I suppose I could use this opportunity to do some weekly stuff real quick just to fill out the time. Anyway, morning. Is it morning? Sir. How are we for these? Tribe reputation is level 2. We could do... Oh, Natland quest 5 out of 5. People of the Springs reputation level. Here we go. Alright, all these are done for the people of the Springs. So I got all the main ones. It doesn't mean I've got all the side ones, but I do have all the main ones. World exploration, 40%. And there we go. So we're 62% explored. And we can get all the reputation awards. Get the blazing flint from here. We've got one more down too. So we're further along to being able to make treasure compasses. We should probably... Wait, which one was I working on? I thought it was where it started, but it wasn't. The bird one was the one I was working on last time. Yeah, this. Because this is level 3. Just from getting a few things done. The Flower Feather Clan. Get a residence for when I start building my teapot. We're level 3 for them. We are missing a quest out there somewhere. every aspect of a warrior. Let's do some supply running. Oh, I actually can collect these? I thought it was just, Vulnerable to hydro. Vulnerable to cryo. Let's do some bounty hunting. Even though that one will probably fill up relatively quickly. Once I finish a quest, I don't know.
Insolent shall be punished.
One of these is immune. It disappeared. Cookie's thing isn't going off. That's why I'm messing up. I'm stuck in the thing. Down, reputation level 4. You know, I took those missions and I'm kind of debating whether I should change it up or not. If only because I've reached level 4. Let me just grab this first and then I'll head back and reconsider. I didn't realize I was actually collecting candle cap mushrooms. Otherwise I would have been collecting way more of them. I thought they were just phlogiston.
Dang it! It's all yours.
Is this a good piece? No. Is it the piece I have? Yes. Crap roll. Yeah, I was gonna say that I accidentally put too much in there. Yes, I'm aware this is a very crappy piece. Once I get a crit damage piece that's better, I'll swap it out. I'll disband from these if I maxed it out, which I did. Okay, I'll undo those then. Abandon. Wait. Reputation. So, oh yeah, for 3 we get a card back, and now we can also make the thing for tracking down Pyro treasure. Niche. Science of the Canopies next. Did I talk to you before? Hi there, what can I help you with? Or is there anything you wanted to help the Science of the Canopy with? What do you mean you said help?
Let me explain. Often members of the tribe just have too much on their hands, so some turn into commissions that people are open to outsiders as well. Anyone who wants to take on a commission can just come here to the Obsidian Totem Pole. Naturally, you'll be compensated for completing commissions. Feel free to stop by and help.
And you are?
I'm a vet who specializes in treating saurians. A pleasure to meet you. That may sound cool, but I'm really just to give baby saurians their meds and talk to them. At most, I could be considered a medical intern. For seriously injured saurians, it's best if you see a professional sauro vet. Like Eva from the Flower Feather Clan. If you give him a call, he'll rush right over. Of course, I've got some pretty neat talents too. You know how Yumkasauruses usually don't like being around people? Well, they don't mind me. Sometimes little saurians look unwell, but they're actually just in a bad mood, so spending time with them can be an excellent form of treatment, you know?
Okay. Let's do yours. We already turned in the supplies, so we'll just do the bounties here. This one was affiliated with it, so I can't redo it, I think. Yeah, I can't redo that one. I can still only do 3 a week. So I'll take on these. For that clan. And then I'll go after them this way. I didn't know you could pick up candle caps.
Grow, grow, grow.
Sorry, buddy. We'll do perilous.
Pay your dues.
Because what's the point if you're not getting all the points?
We've only just begun.
Here comes the catch. Quietly now.
Alright, that one's complete. Next was over here somewhere. There we go. I guess I can potentially take out pins that weren't related to specific quests, but I kind of forget which was which. I think this one was like right down in here and I never pinned it. That's not quite what I needed. I was looking for down. Where was that one? Where did I start? I started down in here. I went underground. There we go. I wanted to put a pin right here for fish. Well, I still remembered it. And this dude's painting. Oh, but you're like an enemy. My bad. My bad. I thought you were going to be people that talk to me. Because I know like in Flower Feather Clan and stuff too, there's still quests I haven't gotten to, like they're underground. But for one of those I've been streaming for like 5 hours, so there was just no way.
It is all about to get dicey.
When you've been streaming for 5 hours and it ends around 4 in the morning, sometimes you just don't have it in you to start new thread trails. There we go. That one is done too. Reputation level 2 obtained. Well done. Okay, so could potentially turn some stuff in here, as we often do at the end of these. Oh, we only get one. Still, free primos are free primos. Let's also check for... That might actually be something I don't want to mess with. Let me look at the alchemy wheel instead. Over here, where I won't trip on anything. Was it the alchemy wheel, or did I do it through the blacksmith? Maybe through the blacksmith. I want to create the treasure compass. I'd like something made, please. There it is. The pyro treasure compass. We need so many golden raven insignias, 30 claw succulents, and a bunch of crystals. Any moment. And you'll need to craft one. It's reusable. But using this will let me seek out treasure when I'm running around in the overworld. And that will let me wrap up Natland a little faster. There we go. Compass that we used in Natland to search for treasure. Which again, it's just an equipable. We head back. To say here, when it's equipped, you just hold L, B, and B, and it creates a little thing that points out to a direction where there's treasure, and as you can see, it shows up on the map now, so that treasure chest would be right about there, but I'm not quite ready to explore the scions of the canopy yet, just because I don't fully know what lies beyond in there. So I'm also going to edit something at the end of this particular part, because there was a quest with Lieben. So I'll be adding that there. So let us do our poll. Gami. Ooh, and Neon-san. So it's already a really good 4-star poll. Okay, I kind of don't expect to get Shilon in. I'm just building my pity for upcoming characters for the most part. But we can still put constellations on the characters we did get. So Awakening Spirit increases the level of Bestial Accent by 3, maximum upgrade to 15. More free damage. And Neon-san, who I have not worked on, but I probably need to for certain builds. Starlight's never easy. When Neon-san is in combat and is in the Night Soul Blessing state, she'll restore 15 elemental energy for every 6 Night Soul points she consumes. This effect can trigger once every 18 seconds. Which is probably quite good for when she is in a team with Farissa, who is getting really close to being done here. I have her up to level 80, and even then, actually did collect enough flowers. I would just need to get enough fangs and craft enough electro stones. I don't know if I have the materials for it. I was probably just waiting to the next turnover cycle for the amount of Mora it uses. Her book is done. Her constellations, most are pretty okay. So here's her flower. I think it turned out pretty good. Her feather, pretty okay. Some of it rolled into defense, but you know what you're gonna do about that. Attack, didn't have the best substats on them, but they rolled enough to make it, as you can see, suited for her. Electro damage, and crit damage. This is by far the worst artifact, but you know, I can always eventually get another one. But as is, I don't have anything else that's crit damage. I could potentially put her book into crit damage too, but yeah. It's kind of up in the air, depending on what I'll decide to do for her build. At the moment, I'd probably get a decent damage even if I just had foot crit damage. But there we go. There's Faressa's build. So this is where I'm going to cut ahead in editing to see Lieben. So like and subscribe if you would like to see more Genshin Impact, and I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye. Our favorite rare NPC is back. Hey Lieben, how it's been? Let's see what your wares are today. Ah, friend, we meet once more. Lieben, where have you been ranking and all that wealth lately? Breaking and all that wealth lately. I'm not exactly rolling in it as you like to think. Honestly, I might have even lost a few more. I was recently doing business at the Collective of Plenty. Someone took a look at my mushrooms and said the volume is too darn low on the video game, Bren. Took a look at my mushrooms and said, they look rather ordinary, not like those of the mushroom gods. Oh no, it's back. When the world is a mushroom god, trust me man, you don't want to know, you don't need that trip. And is there some new variety of edible mushroom I should know about? Yes, edible, in massive quotation marks. But I have to get home for the lantern rite wherever there's money in my pocket or not. So I've been running shorter on trade routes recently. Norman Port, for example. Oh, Darman Port? It's just north of Mondstadt. Have you not been there before, friend? Someone was holding me back, telling me we'd explore it later. It's a port town built on a cargo shipping and and flower cultivation. Just looking at it makes you feel at ease. Have I been there? North of Mondstadt. I wonder if that's like a prelude to Snezhnaya coming up, since I think the current 6.0 patch is ending. Well, at least while I'm recording. It's oh boy, we are behind. There used to be a very famous sanatorium up the hills there, but it was torn down a few years ago. Speaking of which, it's actually kind of creepy. There's a pretty chilling saying about that sanatorium up in the hills. They say that anyone who visits the sanatorium will remain in those enchanted hills forevermore, because the place is so comfortable but that there's no reason to leave. I don't think that's how it works. Let me just check something real quick. What is that? An establishment for medical treatment of people who are convalescing or having a chronic illness. Okay. Such as tuberculosis or various nervous or mental disorders. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. My brain's also a little slow because it's 2 in the morning. I guess it's not so creepy if you look at it that way. Maybe that saying started because of the fresh air up there, far from all the dust and noise below. It must be nice to live in the hills. And there's plenty of beautiful mountains and other scenic spots in Liyue too. That's very true, but alone in the mountains you can't help but worry about things getting food and water at the risk of being dragged off by wild animals, especially since no one's really set up those kind of services needed for a proper retreat yet. It really has to be a proper retreat. Pay to stay, get a nice rest, enjoy the opportunity to be close to nature. That's the only way one can feel truly comfortable. In any case, I better get busy, since staying at the sanatorium costs money. Looks like it's business as usual from us then. I feel like my eyes can't focus to actually read. Sorry. Can you run me through your background again? Really quick. I'm Laban, and once upon a time I sold curios. I'm working hard these days to save for a nice long vacation. What kind of business? Simple. You find me a few basic everyday items, cooking ingredients and the like, and then you trade with me for a box of marvels, full of all kinds of nice little treasures. Keep in mind that I filled these boxes of marvels with the fortunes I've made in my time as a seller of curios. There's no booby prizes to be found here, and I treat all my customers the same. Why box them and turn them into a lucky draw, you ask? What can I say? People like a gift box. It just makes everyone a little more inclined to get involved. How do you earn money like this? They say that everyone in Snezhnaya is tightening their belts, so there should be a business opportunity there or two. Okay, I'd like to check out the box of marbles. The items needed today are as such: apples, chicken, and sweet flowers. And these are always easy primos. But yeah, that's basically it for Lieben. You just check out his wares, and where's box of marbles? There we go. There is at least one a day, and then you get the big prize. But you trade really basic stuff you find around Mondstadt, or Teyvat in general, and you get easy primos. But also, I like Lieben because he tends to give a little bit of lore for the next upcoming area. So it sounds like we're going to a sanatorium north of Mondstadt. Yeah, that would be up here, I bet. He mentioned a port north of Mondstadt, but north of Mondstadt would be up in here, so I was kind of right about potential Snezhnaya placement. Although it makes me wonder about... where the heck is it? Where are you, Nodcry? Yeah, Nodcry's way over here in above Natland, so turns out Snezhnaya may actually be above Mondstadt after all, unless it's like more horizontal than it is vertical, because this, I don't know, there's a fair bit of space up here, but I kind of wonder if like Snezhnaya ends up being huge and fills out like maybe this whole upper portion of the map. That'd be interesting. Can't say that they'll actually do that, but it would be an interesting concept to say the least. But yeah, that is it for now. I'm probably going to tack this on at the end of the video, so just in case, here's the outro to say bye-bye, and I hope to see you all in future videos. Probably eventually Snezhnaya, once I actually get started on Nodcry. Anyway, bye-bye!